everybody, today I'm going to talk about what I've learned from using Facebook Marketplace. Now if you're new here, consider subbing the bell. So I've talked about Facebook Marketplace and also eBay in a few videos. Like the video of why I'm starting a side hustle, it was like an unedited one that was like 30 minutes long. Like I wanted to do its own video on it and I kinda wanted to talk about my experiences from it. So yeah, let's get started. The main reason why I'm starting to sell on Facebook Marketplace is because one, it earns a decent amount of cash, and also I need to get rid of some stuff. I am a bit of a hoarder, not bad enough to be on the show of hoarders, but like I have kept stuff that nowadays I feel like it's kind of pointless for me to keep. I do have a little bit of a hoarding problem, but have admitted it in some videos. But Facebook Marketplace is a site that I wasn't really considering selling or even using for a few years, because I mentioned in previous videos that I have used eBay to sell stuff, but I'm starting to kind of move away from eBay. And the reason being is because most of my stuff that I ship is like large. Like when I sold the Purple Grape Nintendo 64 a few months back, like the shipping was like over $25 to deliver to the person. So shipping costs is one reason why I really didn't want to sell on eBay that much anymore. And another reason is that you really don't get any like face-to-face interaction with the person you're selling it to. So it's a little difficult to kind of like make sure they're satisfied with the product. So like Facebook Marketplace I feel like is good in that way, where like you can meet up with people and like you can actually show them the condition in person of like the different items and stuff like that. Because like with eBay, like sometimes the images that people take for these items that they're trying to sell kind of suck. They look like they were taken on an iPhone 3GS. I feel like going in person, actually seeing the item in person before purchasing it, is something that I feel like is a very useful tool. And another thing is that like I have gotten rid of stuff on Facebook Marketplace I could never usually sell on eBay. Like the CRTs, when I was collecting the CRTs so much earlier this year, and I had like 5 of them at one point, you really can't sell CRTs on eBay. I mean, you can. The CRTs I've been seeing on eBay are so expensive, like the Sony Trinitron, those are like $300. And like, it's just a pain in the butt to ship it. And I don't know why people would want to ship that. Things that you normally can't sell on eBay, I sell on Facebook Marketplace. So that's why I've sold the, I believe the 2 CRTs are actually not technically sold on. But another thing is that curb alerts are one of my favorite things about Facebook Marketplace. So if you guys don't know what a curb alert is, it's basically kind of like people leaving stuff on their curb or like somewhere outside of their house for people to get it for free. And that is how I found a majority of my CRTs that I owned. And like curb alerts also have like cool stuff like furniture. And my sister, we actually recently found a dresser. Like we found that on the side of a road, and then we picked that up and she still owns it. It's been a few months, but like I really love curb alerts because like you can also just put stuff out on the curb and like people will just pick it up. I feel like some people are captivated by curb alerts because you can get stuff for free. Now, I've heard people say that curb alerts are sometimes unreliable with especially the technology, like electronics, but so far every curb alert I've picked up for mainly CRTs have worked. There are some stuff that you can't sell on Facebook Marketplace, like animals, for example. And like I remember when I used to use Craigslist for a little bit, which Craigslist has fallen down and they're basically gone. Like, no one uses them anymore. I just don't know why people even use Craigslist anymore, because Facebook Marketplace is so much better. I do remember people having a ton of animals trying to be sold on Facebook or on Craigslist. Like, it was a really bad problem. It was getting to the point where, like, I feel like it kind of ruined Craigslist, but I haven't seen anyone use Craigslist in years. So, like, Facebook Marketplace is definitely my favorite out of all, like, the local kind of marketplace kind of websites. And I think Facebook Marketplace is superior to Craigslist in almost every way. I looked at the website recently, it's really starting to look dated. And like there's almost nothing there anymore. Like even if you try to search an item, there will be very few results. And I just feel like everyone has transferred to Facebook Marketplace to sell stuff, which I think is probably for the best, because I think Facebook Marketplace is way better. And then I kind of want to talk about kind of like for people who are selling stuff, kind of like my tips, because I have met up with people multiple times to give away or sell stuff. And actually, I just did it a couple days ago when I sold my broken Sega Dreamcast, because the Dreamcast would turn on, but it can't read discs. I just gave that away recently. But the first tip I want to provide is make sure you know who you're buying it from, or like at least kind of have like a familiarity of who the person is before you meet them. Whenever I see like a profile picture of someone's kind of Facebook profile, I will check it like almost always, 100% of the time pretty much, because like there are some bad people in the world. Like there are some people who are very scary and they are not good to interact with. But luckily I have not had almost any problems with that. Like I think maybe because I haven't sold as much as like other people have sold on Facebook Marketplace, they haven't had an experience like that. But most people have been pretty chill whenever I give or sell stuff to them. Like you just gotta be careful and also check the profile of their like name and stuff like that, because if you really know like what they look like and like if they're not sketchy or not, I feel like that goes a long way, because some people do have the anxiety of like actually trying to sell on it because they're just meeting up with strangers. And I really did not like doing it at first, meeting up with strangers, but I have gotten used to it. But like that's one tip I want to give you, is that like it really would help if like you have like a person that has the profile pic of their face at least. You might not need to actually know like their entire like personality, but it would be nice to have like a person with their face in like the profile pic. I almost never try to contact people to sell or give them stuff to someone who doesn't have a Facebook profile pic, because it makes me nervous. And then another thing is that meet in a public place, preferably in the daytime. And I have done this ever since the beginning of me selling stuff. And it's kind of weird because I've always gone to the same place, like to sell or give away stuff. It's one of these Red Rack stores nearby, and I always go there, which I don't know why. It just feels like sometimes whenever I go to like different locations to pick up stuff or sell stuff, it just feels easier to just stick to one spot. Never go to someone's house to pick up something. Ever. I mean, it's not good to do. And like, I have made that experience before. Whenever I tried to get one of the CRTs a year ago, I went to someone's house. I mean, nothing really happened, but it just was like the guy was a smoker, and like, I just did not feel a good vibe. So if you're trying to like buy or sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, just try to put the item in your car and go somewhere public. Maybe a police station, preferably. Because the police station, in my opinion, is probably one of the best places to do it, is in case if something goes wrong, there will be police right there. And like, I don't think any criminal would have the guts to actually commit a crime next to the police. Like, pretty much 100% of the time they won't. Like, you just gotta be in a public place and make sure it's safe. Parking lots mainly are probably the best way to do it. But make sure it's kind of like an open parking lot, and also make sure that's not like too cramped. Like Walmart parking lots are probably not my favorite way to pick up items because they're so cramped most of the time. Even in general, I hate going through Walmart parking lots. So that's another tip, is that like I feel like meeting in a public place is very important. Another thing I recommend is for people who are accepting cash, you gotta make sure it's not counterfeit. Now, luckily I have not run into this situation yet, but I have heard experiences of people actually giving people counterfeit bills. Like, I do remember one time that there was someone who gave a counterfeit bill when I worked at the old thrift store. It's actually a lot more common than people think it is. So, like, you gotta be careful on, like, what kind of, like, bill you're being given, because, like, it could be a fake. So, I actually have a thing to kind of demonstrate it. So, I found this, like, actual prop money bag, or I bought it a long time ago for, like, whenever I would just play with my stuffed animals when I was, like, 12. I found this, and, this is, like, counterfeit money. This is motion picture money, like, for props. I'm gonna be using a $20 bill that's real. This is the real one, and, boom, there it is. Actually, this is what I got from a Facebook Marketplace when I sold the Dreamcast. So, here's the real one. And if I pull this one out, this is very obvious on like which one's fake, but like there are some ones that are like a little bit more kind of trickier to spot, but like it's just kind of providing a basis. So with this bill, with a real bill, in my opinion, is that like it feels not just flat, like there's actually kind of like a texture to it. Like with these type of bills, it's just paper most of the time. It just feels smooth and there's not really any roughness or grittiness to it. There have been instances of these type of bills going out around like yard sales where it says motion picture use only. Make sure that's not on there. Probably my kind of biggest indicator of whether a bill is fake or real. You see like these 20 or like the gold kind of number right there. If you tilt this and like it's not turning into green, it's just copper, 100% a fake. That's probably the main kind of indicator for me that it's a fake. But this is a real one, and you'll see that if I tilt this, it actually turns green, and even the camera's getting it. So that's a big indicator that whether a bill is counterfeit or real. It's mainly with the bigger amounts with these gold numbers. So thank you guys so much for watching. I've been posting every few days again, and I've also been doing the schedule feature on YouTube, and I've been kind of doing that recently. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.